Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we have the big Wave 2 product review. This is the Wargames expansion pack for Halo Flashpoint. This is the one that I think everybody's been waiting for, because it gives us points for all of our operatives, both in the original release boxes and the new Wave 2 stuff. In this box is 4 new Spartan models and all the cards you will need to bring every operative up to the new player card standard, except the 4 in Fireteam Cerberus box. Understandable, makes sense to me. And there is a host of new tokens as well. We're going to run through everything, and then at the end we have the special Wave 2 pre-order. If you bought certain pre-order boxes through Mantic, you've got a little score tracker as well, and I'll show you mine. Now it's all built and cleaned up and ready to go. So that's just a fun little thing at the end. But the core of this video is going to be talking about this pack. We're going to go through the new card layout. I am not talking about individual operatives, I'm not talking about points, I'm not showing points in this video. I'm going to do a series on the different Spartans, the points, the weapons they can take. I want to really dive into all of that in the next, well, the coming weeks, I suppose. And then obviously with the future of this game. But right now we're just reviewing this product. Let me know what you think in the comments below, if you've picked this up, what you think of the points and things. As I say, I will be covering that separately. But let's just jump straight into this one, shall we? So nice and easy to start with. Beautiful front cover. Very Halo Infinite, I will say. But you've got a mix of terrain there. That is a mix of the new terrain in the UNSC scenery set and the plastic or background stuff that they use for Dead Zone and Halo Flashpoint. 4 new Spartans with a whole host of new weapons. Really exciting. I love seeing the old style shotgun back. I think it's the Reach shotgun, but I've missed, like, the Bulldog is cool, but it's not the pump action. Halo needs a pump action shotgun, and we finally have it. Well, for Flashpoint anyway. But let's jump in to the back of the box, where you can see the entire contents. A load of player cards, 48 in total. Extra tokens, the Wargames booklet, which is here, gives you 2 new scenarios and a whole host of information for points for both Spartans, UNSC and Banished. And you get 2 new scenarios as well, so we'll touch on those as we go through. The 4 new models, the Gungnir, JFO, HAZOP and CQB with variant weapons, and you also get the equipment cards and tokens with building out your Spartan through the new point system. So there we go, with the cards stripped off. That is the tokens, the cards in the back there, the Wargames manual, the new weapon cards, and the Spartans themselves. So first up, we'll run through a bit of the paperwork. We've seen these before, but that is the new card layout. I'll touch on that later. New tokens. So the red tokens is for equipping your Spartans when you're using the buy-in system with the points. We have new weapons there as well, so the Spartan Laser, the Magnum, the Heat Wave, the Needle Rifle and the Concussion Rifle make a return from Reach as well, which is cool. I love the Needle Rifle, such a nice weapon. So their pickup tokens for placing them on the map is included in this. And then you get a couple of tokens at the back there. The blue ones are reversible blue and red, and they are for one of the new scenarios. And you can see there just the back of the tokens themselves. So the new weapons, the M6 Spartan Laser, god damn is it a beast. With each of these you get 2 cards, so I've shown you front and back because there's always that little blurb on the back which gives you a little bit of information about the weapons. But Spartan Laser, range 7, AP 4 expected, lethal 2, long optics and weight of fire 2. The Magnum, range 3 with optics and rapid fire. Yeah, it tracks. It's the Reach Magnum, or it's the Reach design Magnum. It was a bit rubbish in the game. It's, you know, it's maybe you've got points to spend and you just want a Magnum. I don't know. I'm waiting for the Halo CE Magnum to come in, or the ODST, like the silenced Magnum. Oh, that was a thing of beauty. The SOCOM. Yeah, that was my jam. Heatwave, ESD2 and lethal on a range 4 weapon, quite nice. Needle rifle, range 6, lethal 1, optics and rapid fire. Yeah, that thing's going to be horrible. And the plasma repeater, range 5, AP 1, ESD 1 and weight of fire 1. So a nice new selection of weapons just to add to your games. You don't have to use them, but honestly, picking up a needle rifle and just going ham, yeah, it's going to feel like multiplayer all over again, and it's going to be beautiful. And here we have our first slide of all of the equipment. So this is one of every single weapon available in the game that you can use as equipment. So you can just buy however much they cost and equip your Spartan with these. And there's the next selection. You get one of each one as mentioned, but you do get 4 combat weapons for each faction. So the Spartans get the combat knife and the banished. At the minute the elites, we'll see what happens, but they get a really cool looking energy dagger, really nice. The only thing to mention with that is AP2 lethal 1, whereas the combat knife is AP2 ESD 1. So a good mix, quite nice. It's such a cool weapon design. I love it. And then our new Spartans, the JFO, the HAZOP, the Gungnir and the CQB, each with their information on the back of the cards as well, which is nice, and a little bit of information on the weapons as well. I've seen that's been added, which is really cool. And the models themselves in an incredibly blurry picture. If I'd have realised that, I would have taken a new one. Take it from me, these models are stunning. They are just as good as the previous Wave 2 models in Fireteam Cerberus. A slightly better picture. Maybe I'd had a few when I was taking these. Sorry about that. It's not selling them, am I? They're beautiful. If you've seen the other video, you'll get an idea of how crisp the detail is on these. They're really nice, really nice. And here's a slightly better shot of the JFO. So Scout Tactician 1 and Energy Shield 2, Concussion Rifle as opposed to the Target Locator. And the Concussion Rifle is range 5, AP 1, Blast ESD 1, Frag 4 and Grenade. HAZOP with the M45 Shotgun, range 3, AP 1, ESD 1, Knockback Lethal 2. Yep, fitting. Very fitting, and that is instead of the Spiker Rifle. The Gungnir on a slightly wonkier picture. Guarded Stable Tactician 1, as is the Gungnir in the previous box. Energy Shield 2, Plasma Launcher as opposed to the Grenade Launcher, and this one is range 5, AP 1, Frag 4, Grenade, Lethal 1 and Sticky. Yeah, I remember getting stuck by them and sticking people with them in probably equal measure. My personal choice, I think, is the Grenade, but they're both pretty good options for this operative, or this Spartan. And then the CQB, imposing Energy Shield 2, running around with the Energy Sword. We've seen the Energy Sword before, really nice. I think you'd be hard pressed to pick between the Energy Sword or the Gravity Hammer. I think they're both beautiful weapons. I suppose it would depend on which aesthetic you're going for or how many points you've got. But just a nice, meaty close combat operative with a good selection of close combat weapons. New scenarios, we have Total Control and Attrition. And then the zone markers there are for neutral, red and blue for total control. And it just talks you through how to set them up. I'm looking forward to getting some battle reports on the channel with this game and then testing out these new scenarios and the other scenarios of course, and just having a good go. But 2 new scenarios in this wave just keeps things a little bit fresh as well. I think that takes us up to 7 scenarios that you can play in total. So on the whole, pretty good, and I think we're getting some more with Wave 3 as well. I believe, not 100% on that, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some new modes coming in with the banished stuff. So, the new card layout. It is all explained in the book because this is a new layout. And you can see there, it's a nice, clean, quite simple. You've got your energy shield tokens there, up to 4 that you can have. Spartan name, the abilities that they have, and then you've got your, in the middle, you've got your ranged, fight and survive stats, movement just below that, and then the armor stat below that, HP next to it, fairly straightforward, and you can use that area to place wound tokens on, so it's just utilizing the space of the card a little bit smarter and keeping everything. And they are bringing out decks to put your little trays to put your card in that fit all of these extra bits as well. Really nice, I quite like them. I like stuff like that. I like having a card and being able to just easily, quickly reference what's going on without scrolling through my phone trying to find any number of data cards. You've got your close combat weapon slot and then your pickup weapon slot. So the close combat weapon slot you can also use for anything that you've purchased. You can do it either way, to be honest. And then you've got your items and purchase grenades just down the bottom, 4 slots there that you can utilize as you need to. Just a nice simple layout, and you can see while the layout on the original cards isn't terrible, I think this just makes it a little bit easier for quick reference. Certainly HP and that space to put marker tokens on, and everything is just a little bit bigger. It's not changed too much, but certainly for the tournament side and moving into more competitive games, I just think it's a better layout and it gives you more options. Let's put it that way. I think it's quite clean, I think it's quite fluid, quite like it, and that's obviously the old card for Mark 7 and the energy sword wielding elite mercenary from the starter box, or the Spartan box, and then the new ones. Just for reference, we have 2 new special orders. So we have the UNSC Special Order and the Banished Special Order, Return to Sender and Alliance respectively. So this is just a little bit more customization. There are points for these, so you can buy special orders to utilize for, I don't know if it's going to be the standard play, but certainly for competitive play. And again, if this is how the waves are going to be, it's just bringing in extra elements, which I think is quite nice. Obviously, special orders for the units adds more depth to what you can do with them. Having a bigger mix of these, and even being able to make, potentially mix and match. So you can have 1 Spartan with Snapshot, 1 Spartan with Return to Sender. You could have a couple of Banished running around with the reinforcements incoming, and then 1 with Alliance, just to maybe play into certain builds or certain types of characters that you want to represent. I don't know, I think this is really cool, and with the Banished coming in Wave 3, you can guess that the Banished special orders will be increasing as well, to give the brutes something to growl about, I guess. But it's nice that we're getting these. I wasn't expecting to be getting new special orders, but it just helps, again, it just helps keep the game fresh. We're only 6 months in, but I think that this is all looking good, and it's promoting a healthy game with lots of variety, which is really, really cool. And then on to the score tracker. So this was an exclusive pre-order if you bought through Mantic Direct, obviously, and you bought one of the bundles that had a lot of the Wave 2 stuff, or you bought the Recruit Edition or the Spartan Edition with some of the Wave 2 stuff. So these have only just been sent out, and it comes in a box with a sticker on the front, so you can get an idea of what it is, and then in a bit of bubble wrap. And then here we have, I think it's resin printed, and it's just Cortana's data chip with the weapon on. Well, it's the Cortana-esque data chip. I think it's the weapons data chip. I'd have to check the code. I'm fairly certain the code is Cortana, but then I suppose that makes sense because that's what Chief's been running around with, isn't it? And then we have the weapon there as well. So she's in 2 pieces, but the AI chip is in 1. Just really nice detail. I've only got a picture of the front because there's nothing on the back, it's just a flat surface. But really, really nice. And as someone who likes stuff like this, just in general, just to have on display. I love little bits for things that I love, you know, weapons, props, that sort of thing. This is really, really cool. And then there's a couple of shots of the weapon. Very nice, beautifully detailed, very easy to put together after a little bit of cleanup. And there we go, is ready to be primed and painted. That glue is wet, that's why it's glowing so hard. I used the Gorilla super glue, the gel stuff. I was maybe a little heavy-handed. It was late at night when I was putting it together, to be fair, but I was very heavy-handed. And there she is with a couple of dice on. So I've chosen to do things differently because I always do. And I have her facing where the dice are, as if she's projecting the dice. And then, yeah, you can have them both facing the same way, like on the previous picture on the box. But I thought this way you can just have it to the side and the score is pointing towards the player that's actually on that side. I don't know, that just made sense to me. But it's a really nice little addition. It's a really cool little pre-order incentive. I don't know if these are going to be made available down the line as just a normal purchase, but it was really cool. Lovely addition. I didn't think it would be this big, but it's a simple little thing that for me personally, with recording stuff, hopefully it just means that the score will be on screen easier and it will be a physical thing that can be changed. Players can keep an eye on it, and also you guys watching can keep an eye on it as well. We'll see. I don't know how it's going to work. Hopefully it works as simply as I'm planning it to, but we'll see once everything's up and running and we've done a few test matches. But I really like it, and it was just a nice freebie for a set that I was always going to buy anyway. So yeah, it's cool, it's nice, it was a beautiful addition. And the Wave 3 edition is a limited sculpt of Atriox. We've seen both of his sculpts now. The normal standard one is, I think it's also a really powerful, cool sculpt. But that's available online if you want to search that. I'm sure people have done videos on it, but it's not my content. And in all honesty, I'm more than happy to just talk about it when we get the official reveal. Yeah, I like this box. I like what this box represents. For, I think it was £35 UK pounds GBP. For these, yes, it's new Spartans, but you're also getting the points buy-in and really just the setup for Flashpoint competitive play. We'll see how much this gets changed, how much gets errated. I know that there's quite a few tournaments being set up in the calendar, certainly in the UK. There's one at Mantic HQ, which is cool, using these points. And I think this expansion really does represent the next logical step in Halo Flashpoint. I can't wait to dive in. I'm going to do content on Spartans, on Elites, obviously building up to Wave 3 now. But we've got lots to talk about just from this expansion alone. I'm hoping to get these models painted up pretty quickly. Get some battle reports on before Wave 3 releases. I know I haven't had the time to figure everything out. I think we're pretty much there, but I'm just getting everything right in my head. But Halo Flashpoint is here. Wave 2, for me personally, is a massive success. Some amazing extras, some 4 beautiful new sets of armor, 8 new weapons, and a whole host of exciting things to dig into before the Banished arrive in July. And yeah, I think that this game so far, it's very early, but touch wood, we're going from strength to strength. Everything I'm seeing is exciting. The way Mantic talk about this is exciting. And I cannot wait to see where we are in 12 months' time, because I think this game has the potential to be something huge. Absolutely huge in this gaming space, and I'm really excited to be part of that journey. But let me know what you think of the Wargames expansion, and if you've managed to pick it up yourselves below. Always interested to know what you guys are getting on with and which your favourite Spartan or Elite. You can be Covenant as well, or Banished as well if you want, that's fine. Let me know which your favourite operative is. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.